everybody, my name is Justina and welcome to my channel. This video will be talking about my breast reduction experience, and I'm hoping that in this video I can answer as many questions as I can and I can clarify a couple things. If not, feel free to leave me a comment below and then I will try to answer to my best ability. I was kind of surprised by how many women that want to get a breast reduction but just haven't because they're either too afraid to get it done or they just don't know anybody who's went through it and they don't know what to expect. I wish that somebody made a video like this when I was about to get into surgery because, and I did like lots of research to try and figure out what to expect. I got a couple videos here and there but never fully the full experience. So I waited to make this video, probably longer than I should have. I waited to make this video because I want to go through the entire process of knowing what is in the beginning, what's in the middle, and what's in the end of my surgery, and what's after a year mark passes, and what do you experience now. So again, if I don't answer all the questions or if I don't get to something, feel free to leave a comment below and I will answer it. I am looking at my laptop because I posted something on Instagram for people to ask me some questions regarding this video, and I have a couple questions that I need to get to, so I'll be kind of going off of that. Why did I choose to get the surgery? I chose to get the surgery because, one, I had big old boobs. My boobs the sizes were completely off. Now, granted, all women have one boob bigger than the other, and that's normal. But mine was so dramatic, and it was messing with my back. It was messing with my shoulders and my overall posture. It was hard to wear certain clothes because you can tell the difference in my breasts, and I've struggled with this ever since high school, but it became more dramatic as I got older. So I had to make a wise decision a year and a half, 2 years, about 2 years now. I had to make a wise decision in what was going to be my best option. Do I keep my breasts and then just kind of thug it out, or do I take care of this so that way I don't have back problems or anything like that in the future when I get older? I decided to get the breast reduction. I recommend it for anybody who is struggling with back problems or shoulder problems because it is not a joke. Most people think that it's not a big deal. They're just boobs, or how can it be that heavy on you? It makes a dramatic difference. Like I would feel my body leaning forward. I would have to literally like balance out my back when I'm walking. You tend to find just more weight in the front, and it's uncomfortable. And especially if you're trying to wear different shirts, like in my particular situation, I was trying to wear like tank tops or anything like that, and I couldn't because my breasts were so off. My clothes kind of worked in my favor because I tend to cover my breasts more, and it might have been because I just had big boobs, so I always wanted to cover them. I wouldn't really have to struggle too much with people being like, oh my God, one titty's bigger than the other. No, I didn't have to experience that. Anyways, next question. What did I do when I prepared for surgery? How did I feel? I was freaking terrified. I actually, with my hospital, they had reached out to me 4 separate occasions in planning my surgery date. I postponed it 4 different times. Now the thing is with this date is that they call you a month and a half in advance for that surgery date, and you either take it or you don't. And the thing is that when you postpone that date, there's no guarantee there's no guarantee you're gonna get a date within the next month and a half to 2 months. So each time I would do it, I was postponing it by like 2 months. Now looking back, I should have just took the first date because at the end of the day, I was still getting the surgery. It was so stupid. Just take the date that they give you and run with it because either way it's gonna get done. They do have a weight requirement. I know that it's different for every doctor. So you might have to talk to a specific doctor, ask them what's your weight requirement, because your weight can make a huge difference in your recovery. So, and also in surgery, talk to a doctor and see what it fluctuates. Some people request 140, 160, 180. It just depends on what you're looking at. Sometimes they want you to lose weight because they are trying to avoid complications. So listen to that. That's very important. Also in the process too, if you lose weight, you lose some of your titty. So kind of goes hand in hand. That's pretty much what they're trying to tell you. The cut. Now, for anybody who has a sensitive stomach or doesn't want to hear this, feel free to click out this video now. I got I believe it's called a keyhole cut. It's literally like, it's hard to explain. I will try and find a picture and post it somewhere if my editing skills allow me to, right here in this area.
Basically, it's like a go around the nipple and they cut, yeah.
I will try and leave a picture because me explaining is just not going to do it. Trust me, it's not. I'm going to confuse y'all. It's not the only type of cut that they do. There's different types of cuts, but that's the one they chose to use on me. They also resize your nipple with your boob. So if you have bigger breasts, you have bigger nipples because it stretches out to fit the breast. Now, when you get smaller boobs, you're going to get a smaller nipple. They do inform you that with you getting this surgery, there is the risk of not being able to breastfeed later on, and they did inform me of that, and I was willing to take it because I was like, listen, cut this. I really didn't care at the moment because I just was so desperate to get my boobs removed. With that being said, talk to your doctors. Let them know, inform them. If you're thinking something, tell them. If you're thinking, listen, I want to get my titties cut off now, but at the same time, I still want a cute little boob. Like I want a little bit of cleavage. Like we need a little bit of something. When you go into the office and you're like, doctor, cut them off. They're gonna think, does she want A's? Does she not want nothing? She want a boy chest? What does she want? You got to be very clear. I made sure I did because I wanted to let the doctor know that I wanted to get my breasts cut down to a smaller size, but not dramatically. I was okay with a C. I am now a full C, small D, going from a triple D and all that stuff, but we'll get into that. Going into surgery, I was obviously terrified. I've never broken anything, never broke a bone in my body, so I didn't know anything. I don't know what to expect. It was all new for me, and then with that being done, I was also getting an IV into my arm. Like, y'all put in a tube in my arm? Not just one, but like two. Really? I'd just be prepared for tubes. Also, anesthesia. I've never got anything done to me in the hospital, so I did not know what to expect when it comes to anesthesia. And I'm like, y'all, I heard people die from this stuff when they're like allergic or they just have a bad reaction to it. And since I've never got it done, like, how we know I'm gonna live? That freaked me out. So, be very open to your doctor about that. Like, let them know, you're a little afraid because you don't know what the anesthesia thing is, like how it's gonna take place. Obviously, I'm fine. I'm still here. I never had a problem with anesthesia, but it's definitely something that I know is going to creep up on some people because my doctor made me watch a video on the breast reduction procedure and what the complications can be. When I heard that you can die from anesthesia, I was like, I don't know if I need to get this done that bad, but I did. Now, going into surgery, I did not know really like how was I about to be awake, but I feel anything or what happened. I've seen in movies that you fall asleep and you just wake up randomly. That's exactly what happened to me. I was going into the surgery room. The kid would push me to the surgery room, and I heard them playing like this Jamie Foxx song in the surgery room, and I was sitting here like, y'all about to dance while y'all cutting me open? But they didn't. So I had faith, but it was funny that they were listening to Jamie Foxx. I can't think of the name of the song right now, but I know it was a Jamie Foxx song. But they counted down from, I think it was 7, and then I passed out. I don't remember anything after that point. When I woke back up, I was already bandaged up. I had huge bandages across my breasts. I had like 3 layers, and then I also had some strips underneath my breasts on the cut lines and all the way up my nipples too. All around my nipples, I had bandages everywhere. And then I also had 2 tubes in my arms, which are your drains. Not everybody gets the drains. I had to, but I know some people that got a breast reduction that did not get drains. But in my particular situation, I had 2 drains. And also had another little extra tube right above the drain. And that was a drain, not a drain, but a pump for pain medicine that was constantly going to be going through my body for, I believe it was a week or 6 days, something like that. But the drains are also here because some people's bodies react really badly, I think, to surgery. I'm not 100% sure how the drain thing works or why they give you the drains, but I know how they work. But I don't know why they sometimes choose some people and choose not to give them to some people. But I do know that I lost a lot of blood during surgery, and that's what they told me. So I needed them. Basically what they are is like these long, like squid-looking noodle things. Squid-looking. The pipe's like super small. It's like super tiny. And it goes into your breast, and outside of it is a tube, and the tube goes, it's pretty long. It like drapes on you. And at the end of it, it's got this little suction cup. And the suction cup is squeezed in. And so basically what it does is anytime something drains out of your body, it goes to that tube and then it lands inside the little suction cup. And the suction cup needs to be emptied, I think it's like 3 times a day, depending on how much you leak. Now, my mom took care of me the entire surgery, so I didn't have to do it myself. I did like one time, but my mom pretty much took care of it. They dangle off you like little squid arms. So I had those, and but with that, I had them attached to my shirt at all times because you don't want them draping. That's gonna hurt. So they're attached to something at all time, like on my shirt or on the something. I also have that little the IV that was going into my arm, my side to pump in medicine, pain medicine. Now that was attached to a purse. It was like a little side, little black purse. It was cute, but it was like on the side of me, and it's constantly pumping medication into me. Now that leads me into my next thing. Now, with the medication, there is a problem. Because it's pumping into you all day long, you get extremely nauseous. I was so nauseous. I mean, every moment of the day for, I think it was maybe 8 days. It was horrible. And then they also give you two other types of medication. I don't have them anymore. I don't remember the name, but they gave you medication for the nausea, and then they also gave you medication for pain, for another, basically pain after you get that bag taken out. I mean, they give you those pills, and with all those medications going into your system, I did not have an appetite, so I hardly really ate. I kind of stuck with some pieces of oranges, little pieces of strawberries, and I ate a lot of chicken broth. I did not eat anything really solid for like the first 2 weeks. I was so sick. Some people get more nauseous than others. Like I said, I know people that have got this done that did not get nauseous, but like one day, and I'm just like, how? When this was all done and stuff for the week that was over, because you go back to the hospital and they take out the drains and they take out the IV and all those things. When I was, oh God, where did I leave off? I go back in and they take out the drains, they take them out, and now you're clear. Now the thing is that when I stepped on the scale, I realized I had lost, I think it was 12 pounds. I think I lost 12 pounds. I had not ate, and that was like in a matter of like a week in like 3 days or something like that. My breasts took off 4.5 pounds. 4.5 pounds of just titty. They took that off. They told me, they told me that there was a certain amount of cc's that they took. That's another thing I need to remember to say is there is a certain level of cc's that need to come out of your breast in order for it to be qualified by your health insurance. It could be different. I don't know. This was just my particular situation that I have to have a certain amount come out, because then it's not really considered like a health problem. That's a little side note. That was just my particular situation. Talk to your doctor, because they might have different information for you. I lost the weight from that. You will lose your appetite for a little while. I did not take one medication for the nausea because I felt so sick. I felt like if I took one more thing, I was going to get worse. Even though the medication was for nausea, I still could not do it. After that, like weekend 4 or 5 days, I started eating a little bit more. I started eating like, with the chicken broth, I would eat little pieces of noodles. I would have like rice and stuff like that. Your appetite kind of comes back. Now, the car rides going and coming back from surgery. Now, I also lived with my godparents at the time, and with my godparents' houses, they have a beautiful big home with stairs, these spiral stairs. You never realize how much your titties bounce going up and down the stairs until you go up and down the stairs with a breast reduction with no titty. Every feeling you could feel going up and down the stairs, you feel. It's so weird. It's like these little shocks inside your titty, but it doesn't hurt. And it's like, what the heck, man? So you get nervous and you start sweating and you start freaking out and you start panicking. You're just like, oh my God, my titty about to rip open or something. Going up the stairs, you realize like I was walking like stuck, like up the stairs. Like I was terrified. Any type of quick movement or any bouncing will put it's like a little sore. So you'll start feeling that. Again, like I said, pain level is like, there's really not a whole lot of pain. Did I not say that yet? Pain level is not, like, it's not high. Like out of 1 to 10, I would give it like a 1.5. I did not feel any pain through this entire surgery, after, before, and all. If you have a low pain tolerance, you're not going to feel it if your doctor does its job and gives you the right pain medication and all that stuff. Now in the car rides, Oh my God, it was so terrifying because any little bump on the road, you would feel it bounce. Now, again, it's not gonna really hurt. It's just gonna feel like tension, like pressure, not tension, but pressure. And that's just to keep in mind. That's, so you guys know, I'm trying to inform you of all little things that I wish I was informed of, so I didn't feel like my titties were ripping every single time I did something. You cannot lift your arms past a certain level. Your arms stay by your side just like this. You cannot reach up and go up here and go up there. No, your hands stay right by your side. You cannot move. Using the bathroom was so freaking hard. And granted, the good thing is that because I wasn't eating a lot of whole foods, I wasn't really, using the bathroom like that. So, but I was still peeing, and it was so hard because it's like when you're peeing, you're like, I gotta wait. At the same time, I didn't want to really ask my mom to wipe my situations. Next thing is showering. My mom had to help me with the showering because I could not do it. Like, I can't. And I'm really paranoid. So I was thinking the moment that water hit my boobs, there's also underneath your breast line, you have these steri strips. I believe they're called steri strips. Yeah, steri strips, and they go on your breast cuts and the incision lines. I'm sorry, the incision lines, and they're like little material. Like, it doesn't look that serious. Like, it's just like it looks like a band-aid. And I'm like, y'all, are we in the shower? Y'all think I'm gonna take a shower? They're just gonna fall off and I'll be open wounds and all that. It turns out that the bandages, even they can last, I think it's like, they can last like 7 days or something with you taking showers and all. They have some serious bandages, and they put those on me. So they keep those on you. They say keep them on for I think it's like 2 weeks or something, or until they start falling off, and then they give you new ones so you can put new ones on you while you're at home. Taking a shower is so tough. You might want to have somebody help you out, somebody that you can kind of take time to help you take a shower and stuff like that. After like the second week, I was able to pretty much kind of do things kind of on my own, in the sense of like, not having to struggle as much with the bathroom, also with the shower. I was able to kind of rub myself down by myself a little bit, but you don't want to strain yourself. That brings me into my next thing, is the complications. I had, again, if you have a sensitive stomach, you don't want to hear this, click out of it now. I had several complications. Now, I didn't know this, and I wish that it was told to me when I was going into my surgery, that you can not suffer, but deal with spitting stitches. And I had no idea what the heck that was, never heard of it, never was informed on it, nothing like that. So spitting stitches are when your body rejects the stitches. It's either it just rejects it. It can be allergic to it, or the body doesn't like it. It's in the wrong place, whatever. Stitch spits out, the skin begins to not be so tight anymore, and it kind of tends to open. Not necessarily saying that like my flesh inside my titty was coming out. It just, your body rejects it, and then with the spitting stitches, your skin becomes irritated. And I had like literally like spots where it got like, it looked like it was infected, which I believe, if I remember what the doctor said, I believe they did say it was like a light infection. I was washing under my boobs, I was doing all those things, and it just, sometimes your body just rejects it and it becomes a problem. So that was one situation I had. I was right under this breast mark, and then on the side of this breast. So I had 2 spots here where the stitches spit. Also, on this side, right under the nipple line, is I had another stitch spit. Another stitch situation. It opened up right underneath the nipple mark. Now, this is where it gets a little intense. Underneath the nipple, not being dramatic, my skin literally opened. Like, I can see inside my boob. It was the nastiest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. And it's like, it's right there and I can see inside. It freaked me out. So I stressed out a lot because of that. So also, one thing is I was also going to school at the time. So I had bandages on me while I was going to school. And with my school, everybody knows you go to college, you tend to walk the campus. I would sweat. And with me sweating, because I have so much on me, I would panic because I have these bandages under me, and they're like rubbing against it, and then I'm sweating and I start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, like oh my God, what's going on? I feel like they're going to get infected because of sweat touching the incision. That's my mind. That's just, I had that opening of my stitches right underneath my nipple. It's just my right side underneath the nipple. And I freaked out. So I contacted my doctor and I'm like, hey, my boob is open. I don't think that's normal. And y'all help me out because I'm about to be walking around with some hole in my titty. They told me to come in, they would check it out. And so when I went in, they took off all my steri strips because they were old now. So they were like, let's just take off the old ones. Well, if it's necessary, we'll replace them with some new ones. So they took them off. And then when they took off the parts over my nipples, this one was another thing I got to inform you too. There is a chance that you can lose some color in your nipple. I didn't know that. I know you can lose sensitivity. That's one thing that they warn you is you will lose, or you can be increasingly sensitive, or you can lose sensitivity. Now you can also lose some pigment on your nipple. So I lost a little bit of pigment on my nipple, but that was because this side, they said they struggled a lot. Oh God, how did I forget that? I'm so sorry. They found several cysts inside my breast, and I think that's why my breast on my left-hand side was growing so much bigger, is they found, I think, like three cysts inside there that they had to remove. So with all that complication, it tended to put more wear and tear on this breast. So I think a lot more went wrong. Not wrong, but a lot of unnecessary unplanned stuff happen. Don't be too alarmed if you come out with something like that. Granted, I've seen people that got breast reductions that their breasts look completely fine. Their nipples, nothing happened to them, nothing like that. And the nipple also gets smaller, so just a lot will change with your nipples. It possibly can change a lot with your nipples. Back to this side with the opening hole. Now, when I brought to my doctor and they took off the thing, my nipple was really, it was still, the incisions were really fresh. So I almost passed out because my stupid self gonna look down and I'm just like, huh, what is that? And then they like take it off and I literally see my nipple lift. I freaked out. The doctor had to bring in some juice and some snack because I was about to pass out because I was getting too flustered. It was too much going on. I felt like I got hot in the room. I don't know. It was like a whole lot of situations going on at one time. I have stuff that I still got from the hospital. I kind of wanted to show you guys because I feel like I wish I would have seen these things. They did not show me the different types of bandages that there were. I knew of only one, which was steri strips. And when I went back in for that complication with my boob, then they showed me a different type of bandage. This bandage is it's like a silicone based right around here. It's all silicone. And this here is all just, it's like a foam, but it's a different type of foam. But it lays on your breast so that way it kind of collects the skin, and then it also protects your skin from any like infections because the stuff that's inside the padding, it's some high-tech bandage. That's all you need to know. Some high-tech bandage. And the bandage is called a Mepilex Border. Mepilex Border. This is one of the bandages that I use. It's real interesting. So the steri strips that I was referring to earlier, they look like this. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Yeah, they look like that. And these went underneath the breast line like this, like so. And then it also went on top of like this where that incision mark was at. Because I remember I said they cut like keyholes. So there's that top line right underneath the nipples. It was like right there too. So this is what goes over this. This is what you can get wet and it does not come off. Granted, it's going to come off at some point. And they go very long. The incision mark for me is up to here and it was all the way over to here. So it was very wide. So they put a huge bandage on. Now with that hole, because it was literally like an opening, I had to make sure it was cleaned all the time. So the process that I went through is one of these is a Q-tips. I'm doing this because I love doing this because I see people in the makeup like community do this, and this is awesome. But obviously I don't have makeup on this channel right now, so this is what I'm gonna use as right now. Again, your sensitive stomach, don't listen to this. I would literally have to put this inside of the hole and I would swipe it in there to clean out anything that was inside of that shouldn't have been there. That means after showers, I was cleaning inside there. That means after anything. I was cleaning out tons of stuff. I would have to use gauze over my breast when it would leak, because underneath this side it would leak a lot. So under that spitting stitch, there was a fluid, like a yellowish whitish fluid coming out of it. I'm telling you, this gets real nasty real quick. There was also these things. Now this, after I cleaned out that hole, I would have to put this piece here, those little threads that you see in there. Those threads are it's so weird. I don't know how to explain it. They help you heal wounds or something like that. I don't know. It's some special stuff. And these are I don't know, like Aquacel con. I don't know. Aquacel con. Convatec. I don't know. I would put swish this over the nipple, and then not big old pieces though. Like I would put literally the smallest piece. Like I'd cut like that much on top, and then I would just put it over that hole, and then I would put this bandage over the thing to hold it all together. Now that got real old real fast because I had to do that every single day, like 3 times a day. So it got really exhausting doing that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now the hole, it did not close on its own, and I was told over and over and over that it would. I took matters into my own hands. Sorry, that's just what it was. And I was really tired of it because I was tired of that hole. That hole stayed open for like 3.5 weeks, and it really freaked me out. I got really exhausted of cleaning it over and over and over and hoping that it would go away, and it didn't. So I literally on my own, I would squeeze together that skin that was separated. I would squeeze that little hole together, and every day I would put that sticky silicone bandage, this one, right over it, skillfully. I was my own little nurse. I put it in, and then I would put this bandage over it so it would hold that skin together. Got the job done, because about a week later after that, it started coming together, and it was no longer open. Me right here. Do the 3-4 month checkup. I told them I had to pull my skin together and put that hole back together because it would not close. It would not freaking close. I don't know what was wrong, and it was just like it was getting bigger at times. So I just got so tired of it, and I took matters into my own hands. But don't recommend that. Do not recommend that. But definitely talk to your doctor. Let them know, because I felt like I got really frustrated, and I just started kind of closing it on my own because they kept saying the same thing to me over and over and over. So talk to more, and this brings me back to what I should have said in the beginning. Talk to several doctors. Don't just go after the first doctor that you see or one that's located near you. Expand. Go look out. Do your research. Look them up in their degrees. How long they've been doing surgeries. What school did they attend? See any reviews. See if they have a page with their stuff. Ask them when you go into their office to go get a little checkup. Ask them if you can see their work. Things like that. Don't be afraid to ask. This is your body. It's your choice. Figure out how to work around talking to several doctors and seeing, what other people encountered with certain doctors and stuff like that. Do that research, because that's very necessary and it's very important. After all that being done, my breasts start to close. It's something they're going to ask you. You won't be able to wear a regular bra for, for me, it was like 6 months, 7 months for me. Really, it's only supposed to be like 2.5, 3 months. You can wear a regular bra with wire. So in the beginning though, after surgery, you get a bra like this. Don't mind the fact that it's discolored because I wore it with a lot of black shirts. These little latches in the front here. Now I ordered this specific bra online off of Amazon, and it was a surgery bra. So you're going to need to always have a front opening. You cannot latch anything in the back. So you need to have a front opening that's easy access for yourself when you're by yourself. Then also what's helpful, and they're probably going to recommend this to you too, is having these top latches here. It's like the little hook, so that way in case you just don't want to do both at the same time, all you have to do is detach and then pull down one side, so that way it's easier for you to access one breast, and I use this a lot. Also too, because your breasts are a different size, this is more adjustable, and this little latch thing here, it's got 4 different levels. 4 different size grip things, whatever these are. They are easier for you to move with your breasts, because after a while your breasts are going to small down. They're going to not be so swollen. They're going to get smaller, or sometimes they can just get bigger. I don't know. Different things happen for different people. But this is very important. I do not remember who I got this bra from, but it was on Amazon, and I think I spent maybe $29 or $30 on it. So this is one option. But now let me tell you, because I thought, remember, this is trial and error. You figure things out as you go. I went shopping at Walmart for something similar to like a sports bra like this, and I actually came across a bra for $4.99, and it had the same opening here. It just was not as many of these little latches, but it had, I think, like 5 latches, and it was so easy to put on. Didn't have these here, but if you're, if you want to do and you're struggling with the money for whatever situation, it's a little too expensive for you, try looking at Walmart, stuff like that, and see if you can come across anything a little bit cheaper than spending 30-35 bucks on it with tax and shipping for a bra that you ain't really gonna wear after this because it ain't that cute. I used a lot of bralettes after that surgery. After that, I got out of that bra, when I could wear a little bit more prettier bras, I wore bralettes for like about 4 or 5 months after. I didn't get into a wire bra until probably like the 9th, 10th month, because I was so terrified of my incisions and all that stuff. So basically, that's what happened with my surgery. I'm really happy that with the way everything went, granted, there's always going to be some complications. I still have scars. Some people don't get scars. Stuff here, this was Cocoa Butters Formula Skin Therapy Oil, and I would rub this on my scars. I was not consistent in it, unfortunately, so I ended up still having some scars to this day. They're going away slowly but surely because your body ends up kind of figuring its own way to heal. But try and take care of your scars while they're, while you're fresh, and now obviously while they're moist and they're still healing. But try to do it after. Once you start healing, your body just kind of does its own thing as it goes. But, just make sure you keep your incisions clean all the time. I hope I answered all of you guys' questions, and I thank you guys for watching this. Let me know if you want to know anything else. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and thank you for watching. And again, feel free to hit the like button and comment down below if you have any questions. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next video.